happening on Jockey Legends Day at Saratoga Racecourse. $10 donation to the Permanently Disabled Jockeys Fund. Hey, I know that guy, Richard Migliore, Steve Cauthen. We go right down the line. We rolled out the red carpet, and rightfully so. $1.9 billion in purse money won, over 72,000 races, and the man at the end taking a bow, the king of Saratoga, Angel Cordero Jr. What a Sunday afternoon, Jockey Legends Day at the Old Spa. Richard Migliore, I think you were signing a few autographs. Jason Blewitt, nobody asked me for my autograph, but it was great to have all the guys up here, and even the fans before we started taping the show. One by one were stopping by and saying that was just terrific.
Yeah, really so well received by the fans, and it was just so good to catch up with guys. Some guys that weren't able to make it last year. George Chavez was here. It was fun to have him. Steve Cauthen, who couldn't make it last year, made it this year. The fans received it well, and we had a good time, and we also raised some money for the Permanently Disabled Jockey Fund.
And how about the legacy Saratoga Racecourse and Saratoga Springs leaves behind in each of us? Steve Cauthen doesn't make it to the spa every summer. He sat down with the MIG, and this is how the interview went as they talked about Saratoga.
Steve, what's it like for you to be back here in Saratoga, a place with so many great memories from your riding career, here with this group of riders?
Well, obviously, all my friends, got a lot of great memories. And then, even meeting, like, Manny Yukaza, who I knew of and heard all types of things about, but never really got to meet until today. So it's always fun. And, it's great to see the fans. Obviously, talk to them about the good old days, when we were all younger.
It's really something how the fans still have so many great memories of you riding, and you can see the excitement in their eyes when they come to get your autograph.
Well, I think it's the same with everybody. It's, Angel, Jean, just the great horses that we rode and the great times that we had. And as you say, this just is such a historic place that, just has so many memories for all of us.
Is it possible for you to pick out one Saratoga memory from your riding career?
I think when I look back, I think winning the Jim Dandy on Affirmed, it was an off track, and I kind of, Sensitive Prince kind of got away from me a little bit, not by choice, but, early on Affirmed wasn't really handling the track that well, and I obviously had a lot of confidence in him, so all of a sudden I realized, I see Sensitive Prince, 8 lengths in front of me, turning for home, and, it was a hell of a race for him to, run him down. I think it gave Laz his first heart attack, and maybe me a little bit, But, it was a great performance, and, a race that I fondly remember.
You also won the Whitney handicap up here on a horse called Nearly on Time. Right. Carried 103 pounds.
Yeah.
You were pretty light then, huh?
Do that, yeah. Yeah, actually, up at that time, I probably weighed about 98 pounds. So I was probably one of the few guys that actually could do the weight, and but it was we were talking about it. I was talking about it with a friend. Forgo was in the race, I didn't really necessarily going into the race think I had a great chance, other than, it was a fresh horse trained by Leroy Jolly, and, he had 103 pounds, and we let him roll, and, he never looked back. But, as you say, it was a good day, and, the first day I won on Affirmed, winning the Hopeful on Affirmed against Alidar the first time I rode him. As you keep thinking, you keep remembering a lot of good times, and I was never leading rider here, but I think second maybe to Angel one year, which, obviously was always fun, winning races here and just getting to mingle with the fans. The fans are, all around you. When you walk in places like Aqueduct and Belmont, it's a little bit different, and I think that's what makes this so special.
Steve, it's very special having you here today. Thanks.
Hey, great to be back, buddy. Good seeing you. Thanks, Rich.
Hallowed grounds here at Saratoga Racecourse, not lost on the one and only Steve Cauthen, Stevie Wonder as he was called, and a pretty impressive lifetime resume of a jockey, retired jockey, enshrined across the street in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, Triple Crown winning jockey, English Derby winning jockey, all kinds of Group 1s all over Europe. And for me, it was a great thrill to interview him today, because he was one of the main reasons I wanted to be a jockey. I remember stealing the Sports Illustrated that he was on the cover from my school library, and I said, I want to be like this guy. And just having the relationship that we've developed over the years is pretty cool for me.
Terrific to have him out here. Great job getting that past footage with our solid crew, including Eric Donovan, who produces the show.
Great job.
Nice way to start this Sunday edition of Saratoga Insider. We go from the past to the present, and yesterday's 88th Whitney. Steve Cauthen won it so long ago over one of the sloppiest tracks I've ever seen with nearly on time. Yesterday, a fast track, gorgeous weather in upstate New York, and it was Honor Code who would not be denied over Liam's map. The good news, both of those colts, or one Ridgeling and one colt, have come out in good shape.
Yeah, I mean, they really threw it down. It was good to hear that they both seemed to bounce out of the race in good order. They both ran. That was a racehorse time, racehorse figure, and it'll be interesting to see which direction they go next.
Our direction is today's featured Alidar Stakes, $100,000 purse, older horses. Oh, we have Javier Castellano.
Actually, I did catch up with Castellano.
All
My
right,
fault.
Let's send it to Javier Castellano, who won his first ever Whitney.
Javier, Honor Code gets so far back, and he was so far back in the Whitney. What's it like being that far? Do you get worried that you're just going to have too much to do?
Absolutely. You just kind of worry a little bit because you're the pilot, and you see the horses, they split the horses, and you see when too far back. But at some point, I get along with the horse, and I get used to being right the horse for all my career. And it's that kind of horse that you need to rush out of the gate. You need to take some time, get the rhythm, get the momentum when he go forward. But I expected a lot of speed in the race. The way he developed the race, he helped me to my horse and put it in content of the race. But at some point, you see it's too far back because they went pretty quick in the front running. But it's an amazing horse.
He really is amazing, but it's got to be difficult to make a decision, too. When he starts running, you made a decision to stay inside. Was that because he was so far back you felt like you couldn't come around?
And those kind of races, you got to ride smart. And you're too far back, and you don't want to see the horses start fall apart and they start backing out really quick, and you don't want to be stuck. But at the same time, you don't want to go around the horses and go too wide and lose a lot of ground. I think the difference between you got to split horses, you got to be alert and be aware of the horses and go through and find the best spot for the horse. I think that's exactly what I did yesterday and try to find, beware, turn it for home, cut the corner, save all the ground. It's pay off in the wire.
It really did pay off, and you were pretty pumped up. I don't see you usually get too emotional, but you gave a pretty good fist pump. It had to be pretty special.
I really did, Rachel, because he's a really nice horse, and he put a lot of effort. And when you see the horse too far back and you start riding, you go through the motion and the top of the stretch, I thought in one moment I'm not going to get the horse in the lead, but the horse is so special. Not too many horses do that the way he did it yesterday. And when you put a lot of effort, a lot of into in the horse, he win the race. I think I give you all the credit to the horse.
Great ride. You're riding great. Congratulations.
Thank you, Rachel.
We're talking rarefied air for Honor Code, and you wonder and you see and you realize why Javier was pretty emotional and pumped up crossing the finish line with that big sort of fist to the sky and the big fist pump. Because, look, how many horses have won the Whitney and the Met Mile? 3 over the last quarter century. Honor Code, Tisway, and In Excess.
In Excess, and not in nearly as dramatic a fashion, coming with that brilliant late turn of foot. And there was no way Javier could have been sure he was getting there until he got there. Great relief, I'm sure.
33 graded stakes wins on the year for Javier, over $15 million in purse money won. Number 1 in all categories, 215 wins and counting. And in fact, he was aboard for trainer Todd Pletcher in today's featured running of the $100,000 Alidar. He'll ride My Loot. He'll face 10. We go with 11. Palace Malice is favored. And here's Larry Colmus.
And it is Super Lucky who comes out the best. Bay of Plenty on the inside is sent along, and Noble Moon between those two. CJ's Awesome is away running in 4th, 4 deep, moving into that first turn. And then it's neck and neck. Empire Dreams, Palace Malice is in mid-pack in the early stages here as the field rounds that clubhouse turn. Then it's Mexicoma, Golden Ticket to the inside, Dream Saturday, and My Loot trails the field 12 lengths off the lead. The first quarter was fast. It was 23 1/5 seconds for Bay of Plenty and Joel Rosario, who head up the backstretch with a 2-length lead. And then it's Noble Moon running in second. They're followed by Super Lucky to the inside of CJ's Awesome. 2.5 lengths more to neck and neck just to the inside of Empire Dreams and Palace Malice alongside of them. Palace Malice is 9 lengths off the lead up the backstretch and being pushed along to go after a 46 4/5 seconds half mile. Then it's Golden Ticket, My Loot, Mexicoma, and the trailer is Dream Saturday as Bay of Plenty is isolated on the lead into the far turn. Bay of Plenty by 4 lengths now. Noble Moon is second. Down toward the inside, Super Lucky, and Palace Malice is getting closer now. He's up into fourth, but he's still 6 lengths behind Bay of Plenty, who's run 3/4 in 1:10 4. And they're into the stretch, and it's Bay of Plenty turning for home with a 4-length lead. Up the rail, Golden Ticket, Noble Moon to the outside. Palace Malice has to do better, and My Loot is closing in on the far outside. They still are far behind Bay of Plenty. Here's My Loot into second, but it is Bay of Plenty. Sharp in the Alidar. My Loot was second, neck and neck was third, and Palace Malice finished fourth.
Let the big 4-year-old by Medallion d'Oro roll from that inside post, and Bay of Plenty and Joel Rosario quite simply never looked back.
No, and you know, we talked about it on last night's show. He had a really good post position, and they took full advantage of it with his speed, and he finished the deal. I think this was a really good performance, but I think it underscores the fact that Bay of Plenty wants to dictate things.
Maybe the Woodward next. Regardless, a huge Whitney weekend here for trainer Kieran McLaughlin. The test yesterday, today's Alidar, and here he is with the MIG.
Kieran, Bay of Plenty, rail position, good speed. Boy, he just ran them off their feet.
Yes, he did. I told him he likes a clean face and go into the first turn pretty hard and see how it goes. And he just kept going. And Joel's been riding great for us lately, and the horse have been running great. And it was a perfect case scenario.
Well, it does seem like that. When things start going good, the whole barn's going good. All your horses look tremendous, and they're really running.
Yes, they are. All of them have run well. It's a great team effort. I have both of my 22-year assistants up here. Art Magnuson's up here and Neil's up here. So we're having a lot of fun, and it's going very well.
That's a dream team.
Yes, it is.
Bay of Plenty, the Met Mile kind of put a line in it, checked early, really tough spot. But this race was so impressive. Where do you think you'll look at next?
I'm not sure. We'll just look at it. Obviously, the Woodward's there, but it's so tough. We'll have to shop around or take a shot in it because he ran well on this course. So we'll just see.
Great job. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
All right, Kieran McLaughlin now 7 for 19 during this current stand at Saratoga Racecourse. And the job he's done with Bay of Plenty, I mean, nothing to thumb your nose up at. This horse has needed some lengthy layoffs, but he's still put together an overall impressive win record.
Yeah, absolutely. Kieran's patient. He's a top trainer. He's got, obviously, owners that allow him to be patient, and it pays off. And Saratoga, 7 for 19. You're hitting it better than 33%. Can't do much better than that.
All right, nice job with the math there. You can't do much better than that either. And we'll send it to break. A lot coming your way. It's day number 15, pick 6, and a whole lot more. Big Thursday lined up at Saratoga Racecourse. It is all about women and their contributions to thoroughbred racing and Breast Cancer Research Foundation awareness and fundraising. Wear pink. We hope to see you out here. The riders will be wearing pink armbands, and this is a day to celebrate the women's achievements in thoroughbred racing.
Oh, absolutely, and to remind people of a good cause, just making people aware of the fight that goes on every day with people with cancer, in particular breast cancer.
About some fabulous fillies getting things underway in race number 6. Regarding Sunday's pick 6, 2-year-old fillies will break from the gate on a scenic, picture-perfect day at Saratoga Racecourse.
They're off. Jay Latache on the inside, out sharply. Constellations got speed too, and Soigné is away running in third and hard sent from the inside. Storm Petrol came out running in fourth. Reincarnation fifth on the inside. Then comes Louise the Laser, followed by Tis Fantastic, Sky My Sky to the outside, and then it's the Vapors and Desert Tune. And they're racing for the far turn past the opening quarter mile in 22 1/5 seconds. And it is Jay Latache in front. On the outside comes Constellation. These two are 4 lengths ahead of the rest. Soigné is running in third on the inside, and then it's Storm Petrol in fourth, followed by Sky My Sky and Desert Tune on the inside. They're into the stretch, and it's Jay Latache coming into the final furlong in front. Constellation moves up alongside. Constellation to the front. Constellation is pulling away. Now to a 3-length lead, leaving Jay Latache behind. It is Constellation and Alidar Ortiz Jr. looking good. Constellation won it over Jay Latache. Tis Fantastic got third. Storm Petrol.
She breezed an 8th at OBS March in 9 seconds and 4/5. Sold for $800K. Had a lot of money bet on her and did not disappoint.
Well, when you see a Bellamy Road go for $800,000, you knew the breeze was great, and she must be a looker. Well, she's in the right hands. Steve Asmussen does such a great job with his young horses, and he talked about that with me, how his family, particularly his father, they break these horses, they train, and they come to the track prepared. It's nice to see them get rewarded with a big win.
It's that attention to detail with the youngsters. You would think at this point in the summer, the spinaway is probably on the radar of Constellation, who had Alidar Ortiz Jr. aboard. As we try to go as fast as Constellation, we'll send it to races 4, 5, 7, 8, 10, and 11 with Larry C. on day 15.
The second to the outside, Hartford cuts the corner in third, Juan and Bina fourth, into the final furlong, and it is Day of Fury. Day of Fury comes by the 8th pole in front. Hartford on the inside trying to close in. Fortuitous Path is third. Day of Fury, Hartford coming up the fence. Day of Fury and Hartford, and here comes Hartford running down Day of Fury in the last strides to win it. And then it's quarters in 113 flat. They're into the stretch, and Burndines is in front. Mill Creek draws even as they come to the final furlong. Burndines digs in. Mill Creek on the outside. Brevard is trying to close the gap up the rail. Final 16th. Burndines on the inside. Brevard is coming on through. Here comes Brevard up the rail. Burndines holds on. Brevard was there. A late move from Shinobi, and then came Moscode. And they're into the stretch, and Awesome News is still there. My 4 Chicks on the outside comes into the final furlong and tries to run her down. Sonora third toward the inside, and then comes My Supernova. It's Awesome News holding on to the lead. My 4 Chicks on the outside second as they come down to the line. Awesome News and John Velasquez lead it all the way. Then My 4 Chicks, My Supernova, and Sonora. Mark is right alongside as they come to the top of the stretch. Mr. Dooley is in behind them. A clear run now for Offering Plan, and here comes Offering Plan right by the front runners under a hand ride from Alidar Ortiz Jr. And it's just a matter of how far from here. Offering Plan pouring it on as they come down to the line. It was Island Therapy second, and then came Mr. Dooley and Irish J, followed by Flying Tippet on the inside. Moon Metal Unbridled Sonia next. They're into the stretch, still trying to come and get Gray Walls. Easy Feeling to the outside. Tapestry comes on too. Tapestry into second now, trying to get Gray Walls. Here's Taylor finishing fast on the far outside, and Divine Praises. Gray Walls is still there as they come down to the line, and Gray Walls takes him every step of the way. Tapestry was second. It's tight for third between Divine Praises and they're into the stretch. Long Ranger turning for home in front. A 2-length lead on Value Tempo into the final furlong. And here comes Crown the Kitten on the outside. And farther out and gaining ground, here's Watch Your Own Bobber with a rush. And even farther out is Mexican Grove. Watch Your Own Bobber. Watch Your Own Bobber got there in time. And then it was Crown the Kitten, followed by
Mike Baker. The Ramseys picked up their second win on the afternoon, and we'll talk more about the rider standings with another Sunday down. About a 4-bagger here at day 15 for Mr. Alidar Ortiz.
Alidar Ortiz got untracked early, but we've seen him hit the front, and he maybe waits on horses like some of the horses he rides, but it's going to be a good jockey race. We got some really talented guys.
And we've got a talented 9-year-old who somewhere along the line found the fountain of youth. Here is Attractive Ride, 9-year-old gelding by Candy Ride, career start number 84, lifetime win number 23, and he had to earn it today. There were no free rides on the lead, but he was willing to fight for it.
He fought for it, and I love to see a horse that's this game. 5 starts ago, he hit the gate, he dwelt, he was pulled up. Now he's won 4 out of his last 5. It seems like maybe hitting the gate that day was a wake-up call, but the 9-year-old in good form.
Maybe fitting on Jockey Legends Day that your stars in the NYRA Jockey Colony in the Saratoga Jocks Room came out in full force. 4-bagger for Irod. He also had a couple wins for Johnny V and Javier.
Yeah, these guys are keeping up a torrid pace. They put a lot of separation back to Jose Ortiz, Joel Rosario, Jose Lascano Jr. These are all top riders, and these guys are kind of running away with it at the moment.
Todd Fletcher walked away with the victory in the second race. How about Mig, the run Uncle Mo, or the start Uncle Mo's gotten off at as a 2-year-old sire? He's already got 6 winners.
Incredible, and he stamps his horses. They run like him. They kind of attack the ground, cover a lot of ground, and now they're showing they can run on grass. He could be the next top sire.
18 for Todd. Chad Brown had a victory today. He sits at 12. Claims Real Estate Rich to Gary Contessa. Reclaim Attractive Ride. No longer Neil Terracciano. David Jacobson. And Lawn Ranger, also picked up by David Jacobson, a stakes-winning 2-year-old who was entered for $50K in the nightcap.
Yeah, and David's not afraid to jump in for a 9-year-old. We've seen him excel with those old-class horses.
And the clock is ticking. Where has the time gone? Already segment 3, a Monday preview coming your way. All you need is $40, a dream, and maybe some handicapping skills. A little luck here on a Monday afternoon with that $40 buy-in low roller contest. You can sign up first floor of the grandstand, a live money contest, and nothing like a Monday big here at the spa. You can kind of have your run of the place.
Well, and it just seems like it's so popular, the $40 buy-in. It's like a small buy-in for a poker tournament. That would be about my speed. I'm not as good a handicapper. It's not something I do on a daily basis. But for $40, I can take a shot.
All right, been pretty popular. $30 live money, $10 to the prize pool. And it was a warm day here in the sun. Cooling off on the inner turf as we check out Monday's featured Cab Callaway Stakes. New York Stallion Stakes, in fact, Mark My Style closing weekend downstate at Belmont Park on a hot July 19th. And here we go to the turf.
Yeah, Mark My Style finished well, going 7 furlongs. Did not get a very fast pace to close into him. Still was able to get it done. I think there's a little bit more pace, actually, in this 2-turn mile that could set it up for that late run of Mark My Style.
July 26th, opening weekend. In fact, this was Sunday, a couple weeks ago. Amazing Ann was in action. She's been okay this season for trainer Tom Morley.
Yeah, been a little unlucky. Go back 3 starts. She was steady late, although I think she was second best that day. A couple of thirds, so she's been consistent. Even without a win this year, she's already earned over $32,000. It pays to have a New York bred. And Amazing Ann gets a very good post position. I want inside post going a mile on the inner.
Look at this win from payment terms, second time out. On the visual scale, this was as good as it gets for a New York bred maiden. She was terrific.
She really was. Really finished the deal. Got a wicked hot pace to close into. She didn't break very well. Both her starts she hasn't broken very well. I hope it's not habitual. Maybe it's something she'll get over. She's going to have to show me she can do it 2 turns and a mile. That's a big jump from maidens to winners, from 6 furlongs to a mile. She does this. She's got a future.
They'll go 2 turns. We have our 2-horse entry, or 2 handicapper entry coming up. It's Andy and Maggie with Monday's Plays.
Thanks a lot, guys. Well, an interesting card on Monday, and the 4th race is a terrific New York bred, non-winners of 1 race on the dirt at a mile and 1/8, and there's a lot going on. And I'm going to tell you right now, the horse I'm picking, it's a little bit goofy. You're going to have to bear with me and take a look and see if you want to take a price, or maybe just try to get him in the number somewhere. Because horses like One Side are going to be tough in here. Bellamy Way certainly has a chance. Even Tis Time to Shine stretching out for Chad Brown. But there's a horse that I have to bet in here, and he doesn't have a great post. That's the 10, Zabione. This horse ran very well in his last start when he was eliminated at the break. And even though it was a pace going a mile at Belmont, a race, I should say, with a very fast pace, nobody closed at all except Zabione. He did it after having that bad break. I'm going to take a shot. I wish he had a more inside post, but Zabione's going to be a huge price in the 4th race. And maybe at least we could get him 2nd or 3rd behind the Logicals and Exactas. Tries, bet a little to win. He'll be a big price in the 4th race as we head to Maggie.
Thanks, Andy. Well, taking a look at the Monday card, always fun to be here at the spot on a Monday. Race number 4 in here is a New York bred allowance race. We're going the 2-turn, 9 furlong for these 3-year-olds and upward. And I'm going to land on the Chad Brown horse here once again. Number 8, Tis Time to Shine, is a horse who has impressed me physically. He's a Tis Wonderful. He's big, he's impressive looking, and thus I think the stretch out in distance should aid this horse. You know, he should be forwardly placed. That always helps to have a bit of speed sometimes in these 1 1/8 contests. And now he has a race under his belt. He's second off the layoff. He should have that fitness to put him right where he needs to be. So I'm liking Tis Time to Shine for the Monday card. He's your Paddock Insider. Jay, Meg, back to you.
Thanks very much, Andy and Maggie. Good luck with your Monday plays as things have settled down outside. A long marathon like Whitney 2015 weekend. We ran 11 yesterday. We had another 11 today. Thank you to the fans and the horses who put on the show and make this place the special place that it is. And I'll tell you, Mig, there is a lot to digest coming out of yesterday's 88th Whitney. As good as Honor Code was, some other major stories. And I think the next major story is Liam's Map, the runner-up. Where would you look if you're Todd Pletcher, because he came out of the race okay, as we take another look at a horse who just ran too good to lose?
It really was a heartbreaking loss for their connections, and anybody that bet on Liam's Map. He ran so hard every step of the way, no breathers, and just gets run down late by an extremely good horse in Honor Code. Jason, I guess it all depends on how much this race took out of them, and even though they both trainers of Honor Code, Shug McGahee and Todd Pletcher, said that their horses came out of it in good order, it's usually a day or two later where you see that fatigue set in and where they'll maybe get out of the feed tub a little. So I think they're going to keep an eye on both horses and then make decisions. I would love to see him come back in the Woodward because I don't think you're going to get Honor Code back there, and I think he might actually even have an easier time of it up front in that race. But again, Todd Pletcher knows what he's doing. In Todd we trust.
In Todd we trust indeed. He also mentioned the Kelso going a 1-turn mile on the main track. Super Saturday downstate, October 3rd, as a potential spot for Liam's Map. If you wanted to cut him back and you felt maybe 1.25 miles might be stretching it, you've also got the Jockey Gold Cup, which would give him a likely rematch against Honor Code.
Well, I guess that's the question, too, though. You got to map out your campaign around how far you think he can actually go. If you don't think you can get 1.25 miles, you want to cut him back, keep that speed sharp so you can go in the mile at Keeneland.
And you think about what might be down the road. Those Whitney horses, maybe a couple from the West Coast, and American Pharaoh in the starting gate for the Breeders' Cup Classic. It sounds really awesome.
I like the prospects. Sounds exciting.
We keep our fingers crossed. We do it all again tomorrow. Monday, day number 16. And Robbie and Jackie Davis, they look terrific. Jean-Luc Samin. What a fun Sunday with Legends Day. And again, Monday, first race post, 1 o'clock.